In this video, we'll learn how to go to My Portfolio and add standards that we can then use in our lesson plans and other learning activities. The first thing you'll want to do is select from all standards. And this exercise will help us to unpack the standard and think it through before we begin to design our learning experiences. You can select from the Common Core Learning Standards, New York State Standards, and the New Generation Science Standards. In this case, I'm going to select Common Core Standards, English Language Arts, and for a strand, today I'll focus on writing, and I'll select a grade for grade 9. Now all of the standards related to writing for English Language Arts in grade 9 will appear below. I'm going to select the standard that I want the students to work on, which in this case, let's select Write Arguments. And a pop-up screen will help me define the evidence that I expect to see in student work so that I can begin to prepare my lessons. So the first thing I'll say, what kind of product will students produce where you will be able to assess this standard? And in this case, I'm going to begin with thinking about writing, where I can assess their skills. So I'm going to choose skills. And the evidence that I'll look for in their writing are these things: claim, supporting evidence, more than one point of view, content-specific vocabulary, and at least 3 different sources. And then I'm going to write some learning targets that students could use to measure their own progress, such as I can write a clear thesis statement. I can support a claim with evidence. I can properly cite sources used to support my claim. So I'll just write several learning targets that I'll use in this lesson, and then I'll add the evidence. So now you can see I have written evidence, and when I click on it, whenever I use this standard and I want to assess written standards, I can remember my initial brainstorming on the evidence and how students, the language used for students to understand that standard. I can always delete the evidence, and I can always add more. So for example, maybe in their writing I also want to assess their thinking shown, and the evidence is going to be that the statements logical reasoning connects the ideas. I can think logically. I can use logic in an argument. Something like that. And I can continue to add as much different types of evidence and different types of product that would show mastery toward this standard.